Okay, hello you guys. So welcome to our monthly team hangout. I know it's the morning for everyone who's joining in live, and I appreciate you guys watching the playback. Today's call is going to be amazing. I'm not going to go through a lot of announcements or anything like that. I posted the monthly calendar to our team page so you can stay in the know and check out what's going on there. I know you know what the monthly specials are, and I'm just excited about this month. Everybody is really coming on strong, and the momentum is awesome coming from May, which I really think is just incredible. I know through my journey that to be successful, we have to constantly adjust. We have to take failure, we have to take obstacles, and we have to look at those and adjust. Because the same things I was doing in January don't work in April, don't work in May, don't work in June. Everyone's in a different place in their journey. We're in a different place, so we have to constantly make those adjustments. And I make adjustments by paying attention to other successful people and getting ideas and inspiration from them. I make adjustments by looking at those failures and say, what did I miss? Where's a gap here? What's something new I can try to help reach more people, to expand my reach a little bit more? And so I'm really excited that we have Meg on today, because I think she's going to say something or share something or give you an idea when it comes to recruiting, to help you make adjustments and to maybe reframe your mindset a little bit when it comes to expanding your team. The reality is we can't achieve our financial goals, we can't achieve our team-based goals without adding more people to our teams and helping our coaches learn how to do the same thing. And so I know that she's going to share some awesome things with you today. Now, I know Meg has led calls for us before. You've been in training groups with Meg before, so she's not a stranger to you guys. But just in case you missed this, she is a 4-time elite coach. She's a superstar. She's 8-star qualifying in her second business center. She's on the road to still doing amazing things. And she has a little baby at home with her every single day. And she is making this business work, and she's doing it beautifully. She's in a test group for Country Heat, so pay attention to her Facebook page. Watch her journey, because she's going to get you excited to do Country Heat as well. Without further ado, Meg, go ahead and take it over. And I'm so glad you're here and giving us your time this morning. Thank you.
No problem. I'm excited. I absolutely adore your upline, Erin. You guys, we get to talk together at Summit. 3rd time's the charm. I'm so excited to talk with her. And just going off a little bit of the Country Heat that she was talking about, I actually just got done working out. Luckily, the sweat has dried a little bit. But you guys, I am pleasantly surprised with this workout. I'm not going to lie. When I first heard it, like when my husband and I saw the video, I thought it was a joke. Like, I was like, are you kidding me? Like a country line dancing workout? This is ridiculous. Like, because I'm a hardcore workouter. I love hammer and chisel. I love just sweating and getting, like to the point where you're like, oh, I'm like dying. And you know what? This workout is pushing me out of my comfort level. I'm not a dancer, and it is really fun. Like, my husband was downstairs doing 21 Day Fix while I was doing Country Heat, and he was like, man, you're like really sweating. I'm like, I know, like this is hard, guys, but it's fun. It's really fun. So, okay, I'm excited to talk to you guys about one of the topics that I think most coaches shy away from, and it's recruiting, okay? And I think that sometimes we think that word recruiting is like an icky word, and I want to, by the end of this call, hopefully change your idea of that word, okay? So the first thing that I want to really get out of you is I want you to think back to how your life would be different without Beachbody, okay? Whether you were in this business or brought into Beachbody through the fitness programs or the business side of it or whatever. What 3 things would be different in your life without Beachbody? Okay. Would you be a little more negative? Because the personal development is a huge area of this business that I think that most people who are not part of Beachbody, they don't do it. Okay, so would you be a little more negative? Would you not have achieved your weight loss goals because you were going to the gym and you didn't have anyone really holding you accountable to changing it up, to staying on track, etc.? Maybe some of your best friends are in this business. I know, and my husband always makes fun of me for this, but my best friends are on my team. They're people who I've met through Facebook, through Instagram, and they're all over the US, they're all over Canada. And it's crazy how that happens. But when you're a part of this world, it just makes sense, right? So what would be different? Okay, I want you to just write down, if you haven't already, write down 3 things that would be different in your world, okay? And just let it kind of soak in. Okay, those are the things that would be different if your coach never asked you to join their team. That's key, okay? I want you to remember that. Those are the 3 things that would be different if your coach did not ask you to be a part of their team, okay? I know for me personally, if Janelle, my upline, I think probably most of you know her, if she never asked me to be a part of her team, I would definitely be way more negative. You know, some people on Facebook are like, can you really be that happy all the time? And it's like, yeah, because I'm reading personal development, listening to happy things all the time. I would be super negative. Before becoming a full-time coach, I was in a job that literally was turning me into the person I didn't want to be. You know, I did, my poor husband at the time we were dating, he was like, man, you were like super negative. But I'm not that person anymore most of the time. I would definitely not have hit my weight loss goals. I had graduated with my degree in nutrition and I was suffering from eating disorders. I didn't know how to have that balance. And through Shakeology, through having Janelle in my life and the other coaches on her team, and through learning how to treat my body right, I was able to find that balance, okay? And I obviously would not be at the point where I could work at home with my little baby who's 7 months in like a week. I can't even handle it. But, you know, I wouldn't be able to be home with her and kind of wrap my schedule around how her schedule goes, which is funny. You know, she dictates how everything goes. But I want you guys to remember that, okay? That this is how we have to look at recruiting or adding to our team, okay? And if it helps you, change the term, okay? We have the ability to change people's lives, okay? So you're a life changer. When someone asks you what you do, I change people's lives for a living. You know, my mom always likes to say, because she still kind of doesn't get it, she'll be like, well, you're a salesperson. I'm like, I am not a salesperson. I am not. I change people's lives for a living. And she's like, whoa, okay, but you have to sell a product. I'm like, yes, but I changed their lives, right? So think of it as being a life changer, okay? So I'm going to go over 5 tips on how you can get over the fear of adding people to your team or recruiting. And then I'm going to go over my actual plan of how I do it, and how I've been able to add, you know, I added between 10 to 20 coaches every single month to my team from last March up until, I mean, I was doing it before, but I don't even remember how many I did before when I was going for top 10. But from last March up until now, like even having a baby and chaos and blah, I still have been able to do it, okay? So I'm sure you guys want to know that. Anyways, tip number 1, you've got to control your mindset. Okay, you've got to control your mindset. Yeah, I know you guys have done the Miracle Morning, or most of you have, with Hal Elrod. He goes over, you know, 7 different things that you're supposed to do in your morning. And one of the things that really hit me when I was listening to that book, you can read it or listen to it, The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. He said the last thought that you have at night is the first thought that you have in the morning. So I really make it a point that right before I close my eyes, you know, I do a little bit of praying, but I also think of something positive. I think of something that I want to achieve that month, that week, whatever, and I have a positive spin on it, because I know the first thing that I think about in the morning is going to be that thought. If you go to bed thinking, God, I'm so drained, I'm so tired, I'm so exhausted, I'm so frustrated, whatever it is, you're going to wake up having those same thoughts. And how are you supposed to be a life changer? How are you supposed to be helping people if you wake up with that negative mindset? Okay, so you've really got to control your mindset. And it's something that you need to, at least for me, with having a baby, you know, things happen. I'm very much a control freak. Like they said in the hospital, it's so funny. They're like, when I had Tenley, like, I can tell that you're a little bit of a control freak and you kind of need to let go. And I'm like, no, I can't let go. You know, but you have to just remember that life is going to happen. It's going to happen. And you need to, throughout the day, remind yourself of those positive things. Remind yourself of the positive affirmations. You might feel kind of crazy at first. Like I'll go through the day and I'll be like, I am positive, I am happy, I'm healthy, I'm successful, like not out loud because then I'm real crazy, right? But in my head, I'm saying it throughout the day. Or if I'm out on a walk with Tenley or whatever, I am saying it so that I remember, okay, yeah, that's it. That's it. I got to stay positive. Okay. And it's normal to have to remind yourself. And I think it was Joel Osteen, I'm a huge fan of his, who says that, it's okay to have moments where you start doubting yourself. I mean, that's normal, but you have to take that doubt and turn it around and say, you know what? I can still do this. Whatever happened, it might have thrown me off my A game, but I'm refocused. Okay. Remind yourself every single day why you are amazing. Okay. And if you don't believe in this business, this is huge, okay? You've got to have that belief in the business. And if you don't believe in the business, if you don't believe that this is something that can make your life better and help other people make their lives better, your coaches are not going to, okay? So it starts with you. You have to have that belief in the business. Okay, number 2, focus on inspiring others to do something. I get this question so many times from my coaches, so many times. How can I motivate my coaches to do this? How can I motivate people in my challenge groups? How can I get people to sign up in my challenge groups? How can I get people to sign up on my team? It is not your goal or your job to convince people to do this, okay, or to want to do this. It's your job to inspire them to want to do it through your actions, through what it's doing for your life. I actually just went live in my team group and I was saying it begins with you, okay? What you put out there is what you're going to get back. If you want people to support you in your business, in your health journey, in whatever, you have to put that out there. You have to support them, okay? And say that you're serious about this, okay? To build a team, to attract the people that you want on your team, people who get on the team calls, people who listen to the National Wake Up Call, people who do the personal development, people who post on their pages, who recruit like crazy. You have to do that, okay? I remember, I think it was Arnold, he was telling me, because I always, I don't like to recognize myself. It makes me uncomfortable to be like, well, I did this and I did that, and I didn't ever put myself on my Success Club shout out. I was like, no, I don't need to do that. And Arnold was like, you're setting the bar. You're showing your team what's possible. And the fact that you have, achieved whatever so far in your business, you need to show them that you're not slowing down, that you're not going into neutral. Okay. So I think it's really important to make sure that you are setting that bar for your team. You are sharing with them what you are doing. And if you're really focusing on being genuine and real on your social media platforms, you're going to attract those people. Okay. Number 3, show people you are open for business. Okay, Gary Vanderhook, he's going, Vanderchuk, the name, right? Vanderhook. He is coming to Summit, and I freaking love him. I mean, I love his mentality, and I love the fact that he focuses so much on that jab, 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 right hook. And I think Janelle's the one that added up the uppercut, which is the follow-up. But basically, if you are showing people you're open for business, you have to be posting something that catches their attention every single day. For instance, we're building our house right now, our dream house. I'm so excited. The walls went up yesterday, or they're starting to go up. And so I am sharing with people that I'm building a house. Before I was doing that, I was sharing with them how I was able to be home before my baby came. And you have to be painting that picture for people. Okay, because they don't know what this business is doing for you. They don't know. So you have to be sharing every single day what it's doing for your physical appearance, what it's doing for your mental, what it's doing for everything about you. Okay, not just the money. You don't have to focus just on the money. I would actually steer you away from that because you don't want people who are just money hungry. Okay, sharing what you're making every once in a while is okay, but focus on everything else because, one of the things that I love to focus on is the fact that I'm a part of something, that something's so positive and people who are so great and are making me better people, because that brings in that right kind of person who wants to be a part of that healthy community, right? So make sure every single day you're posting something like that. And then weekly, and I'll share with this later on, but I do a hook, which is an invite to my coaching team. Okay. So you want to remember that, those things at the beginning that I said you wouldn't have, you need to share those. Those are your jabs, okay? So maybe after this call, sit down, and I have my coaches, when I did this call with them, I had them come up with a huge list of things that Beachbody has made better in their lives. And then that's your list of things that you should share for the week, for the month, however many things you come up with. It's even actually probably a good idea on Sundays to sit down and think of different things that you can post every single day, sharing it. Instead of just letting it just sit there and say, okay, what do I want to post about today that would be attracting my people to me? You don't want to do that, right? Don't just leave it up for chance. You also want to remember that, like I said, you are painting the picture of what this business has done for you, okay? Erin knows me long enough to know that sometimes when I'm telling a story, because my dad takes a million hours to get through a story, I leave out like huge chunks just to like get to the end of it. Like, and my husband's in the background usually like, well, you forgot this and you forgot that. And Megan, they have no idea what you're talking about. That's the same thing with this business. You can't just assume that people know what it's doing for you, because they don't. And you might feel like, oh, I don't want to brag. You're not bragging. You're inspiring them. Like I said in number 2, you are inspiring them to want something that you have, right? You're not convincing them. You're inspiring them. Okay, number 4, like attracts like. We attract people with similar strengths and weaknesses. So how you are right now, exactly right now, you are going to be attracting people like that. So if you are sucking at your personal development, you're going to have people who are sucking at their personal development. If you're someone who's amazing at personal development and getting on trainings, but you're not applying it, you're going to attract people like that. If you are someone who is on their A game and you are talking to a ton of people and you are getting on the trainings and you are applying and you are sharing your journey, you're going to attract people like that. It's like monkey see, monkey do. Okay. They follow what you're doing. I actually just started a preseason diamond group with my team where I'm telling them exactly what they need to do every single day in their business. And I'm like, all right, post about your fitness journey today. Well, I better post about my fitness journey. Post about your free group. I better be posting about my free group. Post about your Shakeology group. I better be posting about that. You know what I mean? And if you want your team to be hitting Success Club 20, 30, 40, 50, you've got to do it. Don't expect them to go take off if you're not doing it. Okay. And that was something really hard for me to say, okay, if I can hear Kaylee trying to get in the room, my crazy labradoodle. Mama never gets silence. It never happens. But anyway, so if you want them to be doing crazy things, you need to be doing it. And that might be overwhelming, but it's how it is, guys. Number 5, get over what people think about you. Okay. And stop looking at what other coaches are doing. That's kind of a long one. Okay. So get over what people think about you and stop looking at what other coaches do. I catch it so many times, especially when I run small diamond groups where someone is taken off and they are killing it. And it's almost like everyone else kind of crumbles. They all kind of shrink back because they're like, I can't do what so-and-so is doing. Well, I don't know what she's doing. She's got a secret or something. I can't keep up. And they pull back. Why would you do that to yourself? Why would you do that to yourself? My devotional yesterday was saying, why would you compete with other people? That's not, if you're not religious, I'm sorry, but that's not what God intends us to do. Okay, the universe doesn't intend us to compete with other people. You are meant for something amazing, something that you have everything inside of you. Maybe you're not using it all quite yet, but you have everything inside of you right now to accomplish what you're supposed to do in this world. Yes, we're always improving. We're always changing. We're always trying new things and getting better. But you have everything already inside of you. And everything that Melanie Mitchell has inside of her is helping her be top coach for the 3rd time. I freaking love her. She's like a beast. I don't even know how she does it. But I don't, that's not my goal. That's not my purpose. So why would I compete? Why would I compare myself to her? Okay. So don't do that. It's not fair to you. It knocks you off your A game. Okay. And I think it's hard in this business because they do so much recognition, which is good, but it's almost like you're like, oh my God, Brittany Leggett signed up 2 months ago and she's already 5-star. How is that possible? You guys, I signed up in 2009, didn't do anything in the business until 2011. So it took me about two and a half years to hit diamond. And at that point, then I was like, heck no, I'm not letting this opportunity go away. So then I went 2-star, 9-star, 15-star. Well, 15-star took a lot longer, but you guys, it took me like 6 years to get 15-star. So don't compete, okay? This is your journey, okay? And so getting over what other people think about you. You guys, people are going to judge. People are going to judge, and when they see you getting better, when they see you improving yourself, everyone secretly wants to be healthy and in shape, okay? That's our society. They do. But not everyone has that. They can't be consistent with it, okay? So when they see you doing it, it almost makes them angry because they can't do it. Okay, so when someone says something mean to you about it, don't take it out. Don't take it personally, okay? Because it's their insecurities. And in social media, when you put yourself out there, people are going to come at you with claws. It's going to. You're going to get unfriended. You're going to have people say some of the meanest stuff. I remember when I first found out I was pregnant with Tenley, I was so excited. And I had no bump at all. It was maybe a couple weeks into it. And I had something on my like page about it, and someone who actually was a coach, I didn't know her, but she said something so hurtful. She was like, "You've only been pregnant for 5 seconds. You're so effing annoying," or something like that. And at first I was like, oh, shrink back, not talk anymore. And then I was like, you know what? No, maybe she has something that has gone on in her life. Maybe she hasn't been able to have a child. Maybe she lost a child. Maybe something happened that causes her to react the way that she did. And so I just blocked her and deleted the post. I was like, you know what? That's okay. Okay. And I want you guys to remember that. That's your safe place. If someone says something mean, if someone says something hurtful, just delete it. You don't have to engage, and just move forward. Okay. And know that it's not you. It's something that they're working on. Okay, so let me make sure I hit everything on that. Yeah, I think so. Okay, so I wanted to share with you guys my exact plan for recruiting. And I actually started this last May, when I was like, I'm going to help as many people as I can before I have this baby in November. And it actually helped me. All of the momentum that I created in May, it helped me all the way up until January. So when I took November through January off, you can ask my team, I really didn't take it off. I was still hitting Success Club. I was still adding coaches to my team. I just wasn't doing any trainings. But I was able to carry that momentum through the month. And so that when I picked up back to doing trainings and everything in January, it was like I didn't skip a beat. Okay, so daily, like I said, you have to be doing some kind of jab. And you guys, you have to be consistent with this. If you're not consistent, it's not going to work. Okay, so some kind of jab that focuses on what the business has done for you. Yes, you can share your fitness journey and your challenge group stuff, but I also push my coaches on that same day to post something about the business side of it. It's not an invite. You're not inviting them to join your team. You're sharing maybe that you were able to pay off your car, or you're building a house, or you're able to, not go back to work, or whatever it is, little things throughout that week. So that when you put that hook up, the hook is like the invite to coaching. I put it up once or twice a week. When you put that up, your jabs have been things that people have been following you throughout the whole entire week, so that when you put that hook up, they are dying to get to be a part of your team. Okay, so for me, I'm a new mom. I don't have a life. I'm home usually all weekend. We can take a bike ride and went to the zoo. But, it's usually, we don't have much going on, right? I'm in bed by 9 o'clock. So I know that my market, the people who I'm connecting with, who I want new moms, they're doing the same thing, right? They're pretty much sitting on the couch with their babies. So I know that if I put a post up, a hook up on Friday night, moms are going to be there, okay? They're going to be there with their babies. So you need to look at your market and say, okay, when are my people on? For instance, one of my top coaches, she's going for business women who are trying to make it in a man's world, is what she calls it. And so she never posts throughout the day. She's usually posting at nighttime, because that's when they're home from work. Okay, so you need to look at your market and figure out what day is best for your hook. And I've played around. Last year I was doing, and like Erin said at the beginning of the call, you have to adjust. I was doing maybe like Saturday afternoons or Sundays that I would post my hook, and it was doing amazing then. Now I notice Fridays are better, so you have to play around when it works best for you. The other thing that I do on this is I boost it. Okay, so if you go to my like page, Meg Wiczynski, and obviously you can tell my profile and my like page are the same thing, but it's a like page. Okay, so you won't have to add me as a friend. And I do all of my business stuff on there. Something's pinned to the top. Now you'll notice it flopped. I had maybe 4 people comment and 100 people like it, but not very many people commenting. The last 2 weeks that I had done it, I got like 30 comments on each one. So that was my thing. I was like, all right, every Friday I'm going to boost this for, I boosted it for $30. You can do it for $5, depending on what your goals are, depending on what you want to spend on the business. But I boost it, and this last weekend it flopped because actually Facebook blocked me twice. So weird. I had the same exact wording, you guys, and I put it up and they blocked me. It's like, you let that go up 2 weeks ago. I don't get it. But I have to go back to the drawing board. So I was like, all right, I'm going to try something else. Maybe I'll try it Wednesday night. So you've always got to be adjusting and trying different things, okay? And then, I send out, so as soon as I boost that post, I keep an eye on it. So even if I'm not working, which probably drives my husband crazy, I'm usually checking in a couple times a day to just see if anyone has commented. And you guys have probably seen that if you use your like page, there's that option that if someone comments on your post, you can respond back. You can message them straight from that post. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Probably. Okay. So that pulls it over into your like message folder. So I immediately message them, and it's super straightforward, you guys. I'm usually like, hey, thank you so much for commenting on my post about joining my team. I would love to send you information. First off, what has caught your attention about this post? Also, have you ever worked with a coach before? I don't want to step on toes. Smiley face. That's the first message that I send them. And when the person responds back, no, I've never worked with a coach. This has caught my eye. Da, 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 da. Then I go through how I can send them information. Okay. So that's my focus. And like I said, I do one hook, but if my hook flops like it did this weekend, I do another one. Okay. So I'll do 1 to 2 per week. On top of that, I have something, and when I was doing this last year, I would have something weekly that I had to invite people to, and it wouldn't be the same thing. One time I know you guys have done the backstage pass. So sometimes I would do the 1 hour backstage pass with my team. The next week we would do a webinar. The next week we'd do a call. The next week we would do like a 5-day sneak peek, and trying something different every single week. If you're wanting to be a recruiting boss, you've got to have something weekly that you can invite people to, because you're not going to want to set something up and then have no one be a part of it, right? It's like, okay, it pushes you to talk to more people and invite more people, okay? And so where do I find those people? It's usually through my boosts. And if you notice on Instagram, I also do it on Instagram now, where I'll put up a hook once a week throughout my Instagram. And it's just Meg Wiczynski on there too. You can look on there. Now that I've wanted to slow down a little bit with my baby, I only do like bi-weekly invites. So it's totally, or not invites, bi-weekly sneak peek or backstage pass or whatever. So it's totally up to what you want to do. But team up with a success partner, team up with your team to have something weekly or bi-weekly that you can invite people to, because it really does push you to talk to more people. The last thing that I do, and this has helped my team a lot, and I know Erin has those, I forget the name of it, but it's like the 4-day thing that we did. You know what I'm talking about. It's not the power of 3s, but yeah, she knows what I'm talking about. So what I do is
the daily 4s. Okay.
Mommy brain. But with the daily 4s, we call it massive days. So basically I do massive follow-ups. So Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday are massive follow-ups for my coaching prospects. So I send them just a quick follow-up where it's like, hey, I just wanted to see if you have any questions on the information I sent you. That's the first follow-up. If they ignore me, then I wait till Thursday or Sunday and I say, hey, my new coach sneak peek is starting on whatever date, and I want to make sure we don't miss you. Are you still wanting to be a part of this? And if they ignore that, then I send another follow-up that says, hey, I'm sensing this is probably not the right time for you. Would you mind if I follow up with you in a couple months? And if they ignore that, then it's like, peace out. I'll follow up with you in a couple months no matter what. No, I'm just kidding. But, don't get too upset if people ignore you. I get ignored all the time. But that's basically what I do in a nutshell. I want to give you guys an action step because I love action steps. I think they're real important. I want you to sit down after the Zoom. Most of you are already sitting down. But I want you to think of 8 to 10 qualities that you would want in your dream coach. Okay, that person who would be your dream person on your team. Okay, think of 8 to 10 qualities, and then I want you to go back and rank yourself on those qualities. Because like I said, and I don't remember which step it was or which tip, but you are going to be attracting people like yourself. Okay, and I know for myself, every couple months, it's probably once every quarter, I have to go back and reevaluate myself and say, okay, for instance, my team is struggling with Success Club right now. I was struggling with Success Club. Guess why? Because I haven't been talking to as many people as I should be. And I haven't been putting coach challenge group invites out as much, so I have to go back and evaluate and say, if I'm struggling, my team is struggling, and why. Okay, so no one's perfect. It's okay to have to go back and reevaluate yourself, but as long as you're continuing to move forward and you know those qualities that you're looking for, you'll be good to go. So that's about all I have. Do you guys have any questions?
I have a quick question. Hey, thanks. Love it. Okay, so you kind of called us out on something, Meg, and this isn't a question. I'm just saying you called us out. I don't know. I mean, I'm not doing this, and I'm not sure anyone on our team is, but we're not hosting weekly or biweekly recruiting events, monthly. And so it's kind of one of those duh, seriously, we just needed you to say that out loud, I think, to say, okay, guys, if you want to recruit more, you have to talk about it more. You have to invite more, and you have to hold yourself accountable to that. And you hold yourself accountable by actually hosting the event. So Backstage Pass, we've got that covered. We do a live Backstage Pass on a Facebook event. What's the difference between a webinar and a call when you do those?
Just literally phone or video.
Okay, so you've got Zoom would be your webinar. Okay, yeah. And then your call would be literally you're getting on a conference call or you're doing something like that with people.
Yep. Yeah, so that and actually calls are easier because you guys would be surprised. I'm a little bit of an introvert. And so calls are easier because I literally can type out everything that I want to say and just read it from the paper, which is nice. But then Zoom is nice because they can see your face. And something that you said that really hit me was, yeah, you have to talk to more people. People think, how are those people in the top 10? They talk to more people. That's it. It's all a numbers game, you guys. Out of 10 people, I remember Janelle saying, out of 10 people that you talk to, 1 or 2 are going to say yes. And then out of coaching, out of 12 people that you have on your team, 1 to 2 of them are going to go diamond. It's just a numbers game. So the more people that you talk to, the more people that are going to say yes, and the more people that are going to take off. That's it.
Mm-hmm. That's so true. I mean, and I think Janelle would know, right? Okay, so that's good to know. Now, something that I've kind of realized and noticed that successful coaches are doing, and tell me what if this is something you're doing. But for example, who was it that I was talking to? It may have just been Nikki Whiting, but they are hosting, it was Emily Robidas. They are hosting their own personal recruiting events, right? Because, when you host it for the entire team, which I think when your team gets larger, that's where it gets a little bit more challenging. But for those of you guys that have smaller teams, and all of the faces that I see right now, you guys are all diamond coaches. You have teams. You should be hosting your own recruiting events without a doubt for your team. Like, no matter if you just are like, I only really have one working coach, that's all you need. You need one partner in crime, and that's it. And that's what you need to do, because that is going to up your A game and your ante, because you are responsible for hosting this event. So it's gonna inspire you to invite more people and lead by example, and then show the way for the others on how to do that. But there's no reason why you can't host a Zoom call and invite people to that. You don't even have to do this like Facebook event thing, but you, like, looking at Libby and Danielle, set a date for a Zoom call where you guys are going to invite people who want to learn more about the business. And it's perfect, And so maybe we have ours as a team on, once a month, but then on the other side of that, you're doing your own thing for your team too. I think that makes so much sense. So that's wonderful. Meg, my other question, you on number 4 for your plan for recruiting, I think it was, you're just like the daily force. So I love this. So your structure is you have your massive invite days or personal business days for daily force, Monday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday, perhaps. And then your massive follow-up days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday.
Yeah. So for those of you that have children and you know that your day will never be the same, I really I structure it. My husband works twice a week. So I know, okay, on the days that he's working, my life is going to be crazy.
Right.
So those cannot be massive follow-ups or massive invite. It just can't be. Mm-hmm. So I structure it around what my schedule is going to look like. So I know on Mondays I go over to my parents and I can knock out a lot of work. So they watch Tenley and I can invite like crazy. And then Tuesday, like I said, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday are the days he's home, so I can follow up like crazy. So make it fit your schedule. Oh, and something that you said, doing your own group or your own sneak peek type thing. Something I did that did really well is last month. I was like, I don't want to do a 1 hour sneak peek. I don't want to do this. I had it on our team schedule and I was like, sorry, I'm not doing it anymore. So what I did instead was I moved the time up, because to me, being able to put Tenley to bed is like my number one priority, because she's my baby. She's why I work this business. So I moved it from 8 to 3. It's your team. You can do whatever you want. And I just went live in the event. And I just opened it up, went live in the event. It was 15 minutes of me just talking, no makeup, no hair done, anything. I probably had just worked out. I don't remember. And then my husband came on and he told like what his side of it. And it literally was 15 minutes, guys. Super unorganized, super real. Like I think Tenley started crying in the middle of it. And then it was it. And I had like 3 or 4 people sign up just from watching that, because they're like, this is so real. And the more that you can show people that you are a real person and that this is a business that they can work in their pajamas, the more they're going to want to be a part of it. The more that you make it more business oriented, they're like, oh, I don't want to be in something like that. You know what I mean? So just going live, for those of you that have not done it, just go in, create an event, invite some people, and go live. It's going to be scary. Believe me, it's super scary. I was even anxious. My husband was like, you expect me to go live and you're freaking out? And I was like, I don't know why I'm so nervous, but people like that stuff. They love it.
That's awesome. It's so true. I mean, it's summertime. Everyone that we're looking at here, we're home for the summer, the other people that we're attracting, they're home too right now. So why not speak to them now when it's convenient? It's kind of like while we're doing this call now, because a lot of us are free now, let's make it work. And, if they want to go back into the event later on their own time, they can, and they can watch your video later. That's what's cool about that. Laura, you had a question. When you have an event, does everyone see the content even if they don't say they're going?
I don't think they do. I'm not for sure. What I usually do is if I invite them, you can still tag them even if they don't click going. So if you're doing a 1 hour sneak peek, anyone I invited, it's like I have a list and it's like at Laura, at Sarah, you know what I mean? Like I tag all of them in the comments so they get that notification, which is really helpful. So if they're not going, I don't think that they'll see it unless you tag them.
Mm-hmm. And if they click interested, I believe they'll get a notification when you post too. Yeah. That's awesome. So Meg, with Instagram, I think most of us here are strong in Facebook. And I think you're really strong. That's where you do a lot of your business. And so with Instagram, you have a great account too. How are you taking it from Instagram? Like, how would you get somebody from Instagram to your sneak peek on a Facebook event? What do you do?
So I usually like say that I put a coaching hook up on Instagram. I'll direct message them. That direct message is such an awesome option. And I'll actually tag them back in the comments and say, hey, I just direct messaged you. Let me know if you don't see it. And then that prompts them to check their direct message. And I just invite them. I say, hey, you know what? I'm doing this live on Facebook. Are you interested? And I always give them different options because some people, they're not on Facebook, which that's weird to me, but some people are not on Facebook. So I'll say, okay, I can just send you some quick information here, or I can send you a video that I've done. Like I always give them different options of stuff that I can do. And just a side note, if you're sending them that like quick information thing, make sure you pull them over into email because you would have to send so many different small, because they cut you off like Twitter. Like I think it's longer than Twitter, but you get cut off, which is really frustrating, really frustrating.
Yeah. So it's important to get the email. Yeah, that's such a good point. And I feel like Instagram people do communicate, like they're checking their email. Like it's effective to ask someone for their email and communicate with them that way. That's good.
Amazing, right?
Yeah. I know. And it's so much easier to keep track because our messages, and I know you say the same thing, you get lost in those messages and you just lose track of everything. That's so good. Well, Jenny had to leave. She had to take Lily to dance. So she said, great call and lots of notes. And I think that you covered it like amazingly well. But here's what I want to point out. I want to point out something to you guys. What I've learned from Meg is Meg sets this plan and she does it. Like this is exactly, she does it. She's not like, this is a good idea. I think I'll give it a try. And she does it. Like if she says, I'm going to jab the business every day, she does it. And if she says, I'm going to host these events, she does it. And so that is, everyone here is a very smart, amazing person. Everyone listening to this playback is amazing, smart, amazing person. But what Meg does is that she's consistent with following through with the plan that she creates. So she creates a system and she does it over and over and over again, and she perfects it and she adjusts and she makes it work. So that is the thing, is she's given us this amazing insight and inspiration. She's told us exactly what she does. There's nothing complicated about this at all. The only thing is that on the other side of this is your job is to take it, make it yours, and actually implement it and do it. And if you implement and do this along with your daily fours, we know that we have to add to our network. We have to connect with more people. So when they see this message from us, it matters and they actually see it. But we just have to do it. I'm totally all in for committing, for doing this, for hosting, more events. And I don't think it means we're doing more. It means we're working smarter. It means that one of those posts that we're doing each day is jabbing the business. It's not doing more. It's just working smarter. Maybe it's taking one of your calls off of your plate for the week and changing it into a business opportunity, so it's just working smarter. It's not doing more. Meg is the queen of working smart. She's not working all day long. She's not doing that at all. Her priority is like, let's do this. Let's get in, get out, and go play with Tinley. And that's so clear. And you can see that from her social media. So, Meg, thank you. As always, that was wonderful. Does anyone have anything else before we let Meg go here? You're like, I got some inspiration here. Well, thank you. I'm going to stop the recording.